Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a good Thursday. I don't start at this time usually, so I would not be surprised if people were completely caught off guard. But I did say if I had some time, I'd stream today. Just to have a nice little relaxing pre-Scarlet Violet stream, because it's gonna be an extremely wild weekend. So, had a little bit of time, did my job searching, found a couple of places to apply to. That's like a 10-minute walk from my home, which would be pretty good, admittedly. It's English teaching, but they provide the materials, so that's kind of like my middle ground. English is one of my least favorite to teach. I'm not very good at teaching. It's very difficult to teach languages, so it's not my favorite to do because I'm not very good at languages either, like writing and reading and stuff like that. But if they provide the material, I can learn and adapt it, or at least put my best foot forward with that. Hey, whatever Twitch is announcing today, they're apparently doing a lot of good stuff here for analytics, so I'm looking forward to that. This is good. You have energy to spend? Hey, don't worry about it, Ben. Do it! Spend the energy. You're on vacation? It's a Thursday, right? Do you take tomorrow off, or do you have tomorrow off and you took Monday off? We're taking off. All for Pokemon, or just for whatever the reasons you want? My day's been okay. It's I feel I feel a lot better than the past week. The last night was the first night I slept all the way through. Dealt with a lot of stuff that I need to deal with, and now just working through it one moment at a time again. So, oh, can you imagine? Twitch is saying they might add a Lechonk emote. That would be glorious. I'd go for it. Going to midnight launch with Mr. J. My girlfriend's going to her midnight launch because she has a 7 p.m. shift tomorrow. So, the way to keep her up is to keep herself up, is she's going to go to the midnight launch and stay up to play Pokemon, then go to sleep, and then get ready for a 7 p.m. shift. Pokemon being helpful in that sense. I did call my shop. GameStop for me will be opening at 9 a.m., so stream should, as long as there are no nerds trying to cut line, and that's a story. I'm not just saying that. This man was literally legitimately what you would use as the term nerd. But as long as everything goes well, I should be starting stream around 10:30. We have 10 up on the schedule, but it will be around 10:30. We begin our adventures. We'll have to do a couple of house cleaning things and what is? Am I just on an angle? I think my camera's on an angle. It is on an angle. Oh well. But we'll have to do a couple of housekeeping rules and clarifications for how this playthrough is gonna go. So far, what I've been seeing about Pokemon from reviews, great game, incredibly buggy. Tons of technical issues, as well as unexpected and unwanted sequence breaking. Let's see if that rings true. I'm not one to be unless it's like debilitating to me as a player. I don't really care about graphics not looking their best. This looks like it's gonna be a Lechonk of a game, so we'll see tomorrow. But in the current state, it does look like lots of people who have access to the game. I haven't seen any spoilers, thank God. But those who have access to the game and have been enjoying themselves, which excites me. Don't look at YouTube, don't look at YouTube, don't look at YouTube, don't look at YouTube. Just trying to get to my page. There we go. YouTube's been riddled with spoilers as usual. It's weird because it is spoilers, but only for people who don't have the game and have played that far, so it's just always like that, right? Lechonk is bacon. Ham for my sandwiches? Oh, God. Banned. Bantorious. Alright, let's see. Redesigned analytics layout, improved metadata, insights and education for streamers. I'm just looking at the stuff they're announcing here at Twitch. This one's cool. In December, you'll be able to tag other channels and creators in your stream titles, which is great because that makes exclamation multi or shoutout commands like you don't need to anymore. Just be like click them in the title. Although it might be awkward, so shoutouts will still be good. But if you're streaming with somebody, you can finally put their name in it, and people can look up that name, and it should show you as well as that person's name. So that's a neat little thing they're showing off. Guest star came out yesterday, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good coverage weekend. I think this game, depending on like based on what I'm hearing, this game sounds like it's gonna take a long time for people who actually explore, which is good because I'm that kind of person. So there we go. But before that, let's enjoy today. Just gonna work on my board game a little more and just be what's it called? Just gonna be relaxing and working on stuff to get ready. So my day has just been slept in, did some job searching. What else did I do today? What have I been doing today? What did I do today? Took pictures of my cat. Yeah, I guess that's it. I haven't really done much today. It's been another relaxing day. I think I was more or less just slogging my way through the day. Like, just like slugging my way through, rather. Not slogging, slugging. Much different. But, where is everybody? It's very interesting. My community, or our community here, I shouldn't say my, it's us. We are the community. It's very funny because as much as, like the reason why I take analytics into account is everyone's very predictable. And so whenever I do something that's unpredictable, like start stream at, I don't know, let's say 3:30 p.m. with it not being planned, people usually don't show up because, you know, they throw it on during the beginning of the workday, and then once they get home, they generally will not start up stream then unless they have plans to do that, right? So Thursday's also one of my more dead days. Thursdays and Sundays are really bad days for streaming for this channel. It's been consistent like that for a long time. I'd have to go back and actually look at the analytics. But, yeah. Actually, if you attack with 4 more dice, that would still work. That would still actually work. But yeah, no big deal. Burlap covers? Oh! Wouldn't that just be like a Home Depot? I would imagine. Home Depot, Lowe's? Lowe's? I don't know, Lowe's. Is there a Lowe's there? I wonder if like an IKEA or Bed Bath & Beyond would be good. Overthinking it? I mean, trust me, man. There are so many things of places that I wouldn't even know where to begin looking for stuff. Mercer revealing wares on there. See if there's an easier way of saying this. Additional. I think it has to be left that way for now. V value. Probably that's better. There you go. This one I'm gonna change. Something like that. You won't really know what's going on in this, so I'm just kind of working on this own thing. This is a project that I've been working on for quite some time. I like to build board games and stuff like that. When's our next beer tasting? Are you planning to be around 2023, or are you going to Mars too? I mean, man, I'm good whenever. I'm good whenever. I just don't have the money to buy beers right now. Nor do I know what to look for on my own, right? But I'd do it again. I'd definitely do it again. Because it was, I mean, it was fine. I now know how to do it properly. for the most part, and like it wasn't soggy Cheerios, so that's a win in my books. Well, we have a time zone difference, Leo, so either yours came earlier in the mail or you're digital or whatever it is, but good to see you nonetheless. How you doing? I felt bad because I really wanted to find a... We didn't have a song that we could put into the medley to represent the beer, but, I mean, I'm sure we'll get some clips. Oh, I just realized I can get some clips for Zeph. She's building a video to go with that song. To go with the theme that she made for us. I'll be able to throw us in there. Definitely one of the most memorable pieces of charity so far, I think. That's good to hear, Leo. I mean, it's okay, because that's the type of stuff I want. An experiment where audiences can anonymously react to stream content. See feedback after stream. That's interesting. That's actually really interesting. They're just coming out with some really cool stuff right now. Because that's what I was thinking, like with the whole shape of, the whole shape of the charity event. I think it's always better when we don't have, like it's not a speedrunning event per se and stuff like that. It just has such great variety in it, and it feels good like that. Double all intelligence stat increases on equipped equipment, -1 to all. Oh god. Attack dice. That's really rough, actually. I might have to actually change this, because with the new... Oh, boy. With the new system we're using for dice, that's actually really painful. If we try these numbers. I'm going to come back to this. What I'll do is I'll outline it. How do I outline it in here? I've used Sheets for so long, I've just never done it properly. Nah, it's not bright enough. Let's go thicker. We need thick lines. Thick, notable lines, please. There we go. That will return to. Roll a minimum of 2. That's fine. That'll up to about the same thing I'm looking for. They gotta do this. There are 2 of these, which will work. Attack only 1 stat per day. This is interesting. It's a 50-50. What are the odds on that? No, it would value him going for higher dice. Yeah, I think that should work for now. Levels up a lot. Gotta be careful with that. By the way, with this game, because it's very Binding of Isaac-ish and the like, I'm taking suggestions. If you want me to turn an everyday object into a weapon or a piece of armor or anything like that, feel free to post it in chat. Or if you want to turn something in the world into a monster, I could do that too. A lot of these have been suggested. I have turned a shampoo bottle into a weapon. So, if you want to have your little mark in the game, I'm not writing down who comes up with what, but if you test it and you support it just by following the project, which will be posted a lot on Discord. We have a creative channel down below where we do that. But if you follow it, you will most certainly be recognized. I don't know what the future of this game is. I'd like to have one game of mine published. I think that'd be really cool. Kind of my long-term passion project thingy, but obviously I'm not skilled in this, so it'll take a while, which is perfectly fine. Placing when involved in an expedition, placing rebellion. This one doesn't matter anymore, right? Because of the way I'm doing it. It would be this now. Put on the bottom of the room deck. Bottom of the room deck. It'd have to be that, maybe? Let's see. It doesn't have to be, it's just theoreticals. Don't worry about it. You pay one would look at the top 2 room tiles. You may choose one. You choose a tile. And put it on the bottom of the room deck. If you don't, shuffle the room deck. X fail on expedition, you cannot participate in the next expedition event in any way. I think that is still viable. I think for now. Still not sure about this one. This one might still be awkward. Let's put a mark on that one. On expeditions, +1 a stat check rolls you perform. Yes, that's fine. Double HP loss and stat loss from non-battle expedition events. That's still fine. -1 damage from non-boss monsters when no one is adjacent to you in battle. Yes. -1 to all positive stat bonuses from tools. There we go. Items with numerical values increased. Only 3 or more dice for an attack. I could change this now to say attack dice, because now we actually have specific attack dice. Roll 1d6 on an odd value. Yeah, this one we have to change. This one we have to change. You can't see it. There you go. You still can't. We're looking at that one right there. Okay, so the way the dice work now, they're different values. So let's see. We're going to try the Starburst one, by the way. We're going to try and build some Starburst dice. I can actually see. Amount. Increase your damage. That should do it. Only 3 more attack dice. If you roll an odd number of stars, reduce your damage by that amount. Otherwise, increase your damage by the number of stars rolled. Hey, Ukes, how you doing? This is my board game. I've been working on 2 big board games for a few years now. One was a MOBA board game I had worked on for about 7 years. This one I've been working on for about 3. A little bit less. On and off, of course, not straight. I go through bouts and things. And since we're preparing to do Pokemon Scarlet Violet all weekend and beyond, I just wanted to sit back, relax, and just have a small stream to tell everybody I'm streaming it all weekend long. But working on my co-op survival board game. How's your day going? Hope you're well. I almost wonder if I just up regen. Instead of having, like, their health increase, I wonder if I just up the regen. So people don't have to do numbers. That might be something to consider. Recruiters, like they're trying to get you to do stuff, or you're trying to get them to do stuff? Yes, I do know about that. When everybody comes to you at once all having separate problems, and it's not totally always their fault, but it's like everybody just decides in one shot to have issues. Oh, trying to get you a job, yeah. Actually, I've never successfully used a program like that. The one that I used was a government one, and they had good ideas. They gave me some good ideas, but the problem was because I told them about my health, like the health status at the time a few years ago, they were trying to give me stuff like call center, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but they were giving me like call center and truck driving positions. And I'm looking at them going, I don't think you understand. I have a back problem. Back problems and truck driving don't go well together. One leads to the other, and one worsens the other, by the way. Technically, they mutually destroy each other, but yeah. Do I have anything that increases health regen? I wonder if I change this. Give them, like, their normal health? And just increase health regen if they... Well, I don't have an ergonomic chair because I don't have an ergonomic basement. Nor can I afford it. If I could afford it, I would. I, unfortunately, did not apply for any, or was not eligible for any... What's it called? I was not eligible for any disability or anything like that because I wasn't working at the time, or I wasn't working enough, and they couldn't actually prove it medically that I had an issue, even though my doctors knew. And like, the problem was results wouldn't show that I'm injured, but like all the doctors could look at me and be like, yeah, this guy has a problem. So just wasn't in the stars. Plus, ergonomic chairs are not always the issue. My issue was either sitting down too much, which I didn't try to do, but it just happened the more I did, like, streaming and things like that. Or, again, when I wasn't doing karate and stuff like that. Once I got hurt, I was just sitting down for so long because I couldn't stand up for very long. So an ergonomic chair would have done jack shit. What's helped me now is having proper exercises and proper habits around making sure that I stand properly or stand a good amount, move a lot more, things like that. I think what I might do is actually modify health here. I'm always afraid of getting rid of numbers. But I might actually do that. Because I have it where... What are the rules right now? I have a standing desk sitting on top of my desk. It's actually not very good anymore, though, because, like, it's nice, but standing at it, no matter what, my arms are like this, or if I'm sitting down, like, I sit with a desk that's really high, so I type, I don't even know how to show you, but, like, my arm would be at easily a 45, 50 degree angle from my side up to where my arms sit. I can't sit my wrists down, because they'll sit like this. I'll build a 90 degree while trying to type. So, I do have a standing desk, and it's helped quite a bit, but I have to be extremely careful with it, because if I'm not standing, or if I'm not sitting, like if I'm sitting, can't use it very often. If I'm standing, I have to adjust it, and it ends up hurting my neck. I have stands for my monitors and everything, so we've done our best to make it work with everything I have, and when we could afford. Because buying a standing desk is stupidly expensive. Stupidly expensive, and ideally, because they're a pain in the ass to move and I have a very small basement and stuff like that, but it's also very pricey, it would be for a permanent placement, right? So I wouldn't want to have a standing desk until I have my space as permanently as I can assume, like in terms of, like, I'm taking care of it, I'm moving it if I move, stuff like that. Hi, Harry! Standing break is a channel redemption. I take enough breaks as it is. I've never believed in doing fitness-based redemptions, primarily because I through my fitness knowledge and what I try to emulate, despite the fact that I ate a whole ass pizza for lunch, I've always believed that exercise should not be something that people tell you to do. You should have that intrinsic motivation to do it, and to do it properly. Part of that is to, like, even if people motivate you, that you do a regimen that's good for you. So for me, I know I'm doing well with my health when I tell myself to stand up. It's half and half, right? They kind of have to charge for it, but also they know. It's like slapping organic on anything. There's not, they remove like 1 or 2 ingredients, but up it by $3. Jesus, what a concept. Modify one thing, all of a sudden it's $4 extra. You see, Bessie the cow was really sad you wouldn't put lactose in their yogurt, so now we have to pay Bessie off to stop her from complaining to the government. Pay $6 for this frozen yogurt, you jackass. Hope you're happy. Bessie's crying in her barn right now. It's okay, Bessie. Please don't eat me. You know what I mean? This might be too much now, actually, the dual wielding in this. How's your day going, Harry? Yeah, see, the thing is, this made more sense at the time, but now that people have pointed out there's actually a fair amount of bloat in this game, I do need to fix some of this up. Might be just too much. Yeah, see, that's... Well, other than the fact that I'm vain and I hope I never need glasses. So, yeah. I don't want to have to pay maintain glasses, especially with my terrible track record of keeping sunglasses safe. I have a case, and they get broken. Like, I have a hard case, and they get broken. Like, I've broken, oh my god, 5 sunglasses in the past 2 years. It's, I don't know what it is. My last ones, what happened was, I had to go grab something really quickly, from inside from my workplace, and I just put my water bottle in my bag, and I don't know how I did it, but somehow I put my glasses and the water bottle in the same place, and my water bottle got shifted in my bag and scratched my lenses, so now they're all blurry when I use them, and I'm like, I just can't keep a pair of sunglasses. I think it's because I was going to grab the sunglasses case, actually. I was going to grab the hard case so that wouldn't happen, and then it happened, and I'm like, oh my god. You know how people have that weakness where they spend money? My weakness is having to spend it on fucking sunglasses. Because I don't buy, like, cheap $10 ones. They're $25, $30. If they're metal frames, they bend. Plus, I have an uneven face, so my left ear sits lower than my right ear. Like, everything about me is kind of shifted. My left side is actually slightly lower than my right side. What the hell is that? I just felt a really weird bump on my chest. What the fuck is that? I'm not trying to show you cleavage. Even my ribcage is lower. What the hell? Okay, but the point is, it's not lumpy. That's the important thing. It's solid, but it's not lumpy. It feels like bone. I know, Harry. That's what I try to do, but I can't find them. I don't want to order them online because, like, I have to go in and look at them, but there's nowhere in my place. It's the whole thing, like, do I drive 30 minutes out to go try and look for cheaper sunglasses and you end up spending it in gas anyways, you know what I mean? No, our gas stations actually don't sell them. No, man, they sell, like, Gold Flex. And those are always broken. Like, I found so many that just are loose. Like, you can screw them back in. My entire family wears glasses. I'm the amazing one. But, I'm the anomaly so far. Maintaining that. So, but, yeah, they're usually broken or, like, chipped or gross. Like, yeah, you can wipe them all down and stuff like that. It's just, like the lenses are super cheap, too. So I go to, like, Shoppers. Of course, they're going to milk it because they're a pharmaceutical place, right? But Ah, cool. You see, I don't need that. I just need something that shields for like when I bike. But that's the thing too, is I'm active too. So if I put it under my cycling helmet, or like when I'm playing badminton or stuff like that, there's so much risk. What I need to actually do is get a band, like the band that ties behind the back of your head so that it doesn't shift. That's what I really need. I know my sister used to use it when she played soccer. Are you serious, Harry? Holy crap. But are those prescription sunglasses or just ones that you randomly found? I'm going to put a box around this because I think I need to actually change this. Where the hell did you get fancy Oh, are those like those, not the gunner ones, but like the ones they have it behind glass in a plastic case to protect them? Like a video game? Yeah, I think I got to take a look at the loyalist here, or the disciple here. I think we need to question whether or not health regen is going to remain the same. Like, I'm in Toronto? That, you know, that makes a lot of sense. May take up 3 additional actions at camp during the preparation phase. That's fine. Cannot equip armor. Can only have 1 accessory equipped at a time. It's punishing, yes. In battle, you choose to gain... When you choose to gain friendly, it costs no EP. I use it instead a lot. We're just going to keep that for now. When you choose the front line. Action. There we go. Oh, no, Ukes. That sucks. This one's also kind of suspicious, but we'll keep it for now. Can pay 1 gold to reroll any die, only usable if you're doing the action requiring a die roll. I might want to make this more wild again with the gambler. I was actually getting concerned for a long time that I was going night blind, because when I would drive at night, the glare from cars was atrocious for me, and was atrocious for me a few years ago too. And I talked to my optometrist about it, and she was like, well, to be honest with you, it's hard to tell because your eyes are healthy, and also there's no regulation on how headlights are done, so a lot of headlights are just extra bright for no reason. And of course, I drive in a place where BMWs and fucking monster trucks and Ford F4 9050s all over the place, so they just have super blinding lights because they go to the cottage with them. Basically, deers have seizures as they drive by. So she's like, it's probably just that. You just gotta look more down and stuff like this. I go, fuck. Great, in order for me to not go blind from lights, I have to look down and not be able to see what's in front of me. So it's either have my eyes completely do poorly with light exposure at night, or dude, whoa! I don't mean to say this in a punny way, but those eyes have seen some shit. Wow. Like, I've known people with bad eyesight. Like, I know people with really bad eyesight. That's a lot, dude. Yes, I thought of it, and I'm like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm making fun of you, because I'm not. But that's just really funny. Actually, I guess I could use these as sunglasses. They're not bad, in fact, because I remember when I bought these, I was actually driving home with them. Like, I could drive with these, and I go, you know what? It actually blocks the light pretty well. These are not bad. They're just, you'd have to take this piece off, but there's a lot of screws, and I don't know if they'd ever go back on, because I don't trust myself with a screwdriver. So, but they're actually decent sunglasses. The worst part about it though is if I take off the hair, you're stuck with the weird elf ears. So I'd be driving with sunglasses with these elf ears on. I don't want to be targeted by morons on the road looking for a laugh. The body is incredible, Ukes. Studying in kinesiology, just studying how adaptive a body can be under the worst circumstances is incredible. Life in its own form with the way the body can function. Like, we are such an adaptive and evolving organism. It's ridiculous to think, like, you could come up with a situation and there could be at least one medical way that your body, given the proper resources, can continue to survive. So long as it's not like you've cut the heart or the brain out of the body or the lungs, right? But even then, if those organs are damaged, the way they adapt to work, you know? Something, living organism, something, right? Two or more dice. Only the results of dice with face values that are the same. Actually, this gets buffed with this now, I think, right? Before, what would it have been? Huh. Yeah? That actually gets buffed. Sweet. Gambler's better, because I was worried the Gambler would suck. Like he's all talent, no quirk. Or all trait, no quirk, rather. But this actually makes his thing not as terrible. Human biology is a very young science. Wait, okay, sorry, not a young science, but like we've studied these things for centuries, and many things go through. But then, you know, like kinesiology, of course, is the one that I know the best. But like, just remember about 7 years ago, we were talking about electrolytes being some fake, useless shit that we were looking up, and how like Gatorade was just pushing it. It's like a medical science, and all of a sudden it's like, well, there's actually value in electrolytes all of a sudden. Having electrolyte water and all this could be beneficial. You know, it's stuff that's constantly evolving. That's the cool thing about science. Science works for us. I think I have to make this two or more dice, just in general. Same value. That face values that are the same. Yes. Affected by fear and numb, it cannot gain trauma counter, trauma tokens, max stats is that. At the end of the day, if your HP is 0, skip your next turn. You still regen your HP. When performing an attack while having a two-handed weapon equipped, roll your oh yeah. So this I can change is +2 dice. So +2 attack value. Two-handed weapon equipped. There it is. When attacking, all the players in the battle get 1 wound for every die result of 1 on attack die. That's not going to work. I'm going to have to do 0 now, I think. I can do 1 or less. Ooh, 1 or less seems really hard, though. Or, I could do it for every star. Ooh. Would that be definition of blind fury? Actually, very much so. For every die result. Oh, that's good. All of a sudden, Starburst dice getting value. Whoa! Because that means the more of this that he uses, the worse it is for his allies. But generally speaking, two-handed tools are stronger because they take up both hands. So it's either you get more variety out of one-handed tools, or the two-handed tool kind of just comes with its own little... It's kind of like it's very much a Dead Cells approach with the way that I approach like one-handed weapons and two-handed weapons. I call them tools because they're not always weapons. Sometimes they're shields, sometimes they're like paintings or whatever. So I just felt weird calling them weapons because they're not all weapons. But two-handed tools have always been they're their own little playstyle versus, like, you either go for your own little playstyle and it'll generally be jacked up, or you go with two different weapons which will have their own unique strengths and might have their own synergies and stuff like that. Like, it's a matter of, do you want more variety in your capabilities, or do you want just, like, one job done really well? Yeah, I know, you. It worked out to call it a tool more, because there are certain things in this that were just like, they didn't feel right to call them weapons all the time, because some of them don't even attack or like give you attack, like increase your attacking capabilities. So I just made it easier, because in that way I could turn other things into tools and just make them work like that. So. Oh, what's weird, Ukes, too, is it could go the other way, too. The other way that it could go is ethics. Like, it's a shitty reality with the past, but certain ethical practices, or lack thereof, also led to certain discoveries. So who knows what would have happened if we didn't. I'm not legitimizing it, because I can't think off the top of my head, like, what was, like, you know, they used to, certain things were definitely unethical in the way that they treated, like, people of color in science and stuff like that. That shit should have never existed. I'm not saying that pushed science forward. In fact, it actually hurt science even more, because it just led to a discourse where suddenly we were saying, you know, like, men are just stronger than women, and that was that, without, like they put the scientific thing out, but it was always held over their heads and just standardized to always make it look like men are stronger than women, whereas on average men will be stronger than women, but that's an average based on scientific research, right? Or where they're saying certain parts of the world, depending on their genetic structure, they have more fast twitch muscle fiber. So when we talk about like Kenya or things like, or places like that, where they're better at sprinting than North America, for example, right? There are genetic differences, but yeah, like, certain things were based in different reasons to be researched. But I'm glad we have ethical practice now. Why can't I have weapons and tools? Would have been too many things. Right now there's accessories, armors, followers, items, structures, talents that you can earn, and tools. So I had to keep it simple. That's what I can do! I'm a fucking brilliant man. That's how I fix this. That feels too much, though, to be worth. Because by the time you get to 5 and 2 talents. No, by the time you get to 2 talents. No, 2 talents could be 10. What would that look like, numbers-wise? Instead of it just being 11. I feel like 11 would be easier, but then you gotta add it up. So if I put this up to 5... I put this up, that would be a total of 5 stat totals I have to get, which would be 10, which is still around that. Yeah. Because that was their purpose for us. But yeah. It's always hard to explain that to kids, too, by the way, if you've never taught, like history or stuff like that to kids. It's very difficult. to like explain to them, you know, like it's just as much as trying to explain to them, you know, just because someone's a bully 2-3 years ago doesn't mean they're still a bully now. You need proof, you need evidence. You can't just keep going off of the same thing that came back, right? We don't try to build or paint a picture in our minds that these people are always going to be like this. Otherwise, I shouldn't be here and accepted by people and be allowed to grow from where I grew from. So but yeah, try to explain to them that science has shown us some things, but also there's a lot of things that's like, you know, they need to learn to look past it. Because the big thing is like Canadian history, talking about First Aid and continuing to talk about Indigenous abuse and stuff like this. You know, the POW camps in World War II, and said like, you know, they'll ask like, is Canada bad? And I go, no. Some people were, but they did what they thought was right at the time, and then whether or not they have the opportunity now to remedy it is a completely different story. If they choose not to, then yeah, then they would be the ones who are causing problems. But that doesn't make you a bad person, right? Just because your dad was a bully doesn't make you a bully. That's up to your choices, and it's hard to explain to, you know, like the past doesn't define your present unless your past and your present look identical, right? Yeah, that's fair, Ukes. I've never had that, but I have had questions where I maybe should have asked for permission. Nothing like personal information or you know, really intimate questions or anything like that. But I've had certain tough topics that kids have brought up. I've had a couple of kids ask about suicide, and I've had a couple of kids ask about like pregnancy and things like this. And you know, as a phys ed teacher, I'm like, I know how to talk about it, but I mean, we have waivers in schools where parents could say, I don't want you to talk about any of this stuff, and they just get sort of here's your side assignment while the rest of us do the education, which I get, but I also hate. But, you know, people are allowed to make a decision like that, whether you think the decision is going to be beneficial to them or not. Yeah. I think though when you're in places like when I would go out and go to people's homes, if they would ask the question, like you could tell when they wanted to ask the question versus not, because they would act in that way, right? For every attack result. That's so much wound though. I think I'm gonna make this adjacent players. I think I made it not adjacent because... Sorry, I just had a thought. I think I'll make this adjacent because before I was thinking people just never stand me, you'd never have a negative. But you have to play around that, so that in itself is also construing play. We'll see. Maybe that's not actually a negative to them, but we'll see anyways. But yeah, like sometimes you could tell when they didn't want to ask a question, they get super awkward around it, and then online there's differences. Like I didn't do enough online to know or note that difference, and every kid is different, right? So you can't compare the two per se, unless you took one kid from in person, put them online, and see how they talk differently. I definitely know there were some kids that just acted the exact same, but yeah, the types of questions you get asked at school can somewhat stigmatize or paint a picture in your mind that you don't always want it to define the kid with. But like, if a kid comes to me in school and asks me about this, and then you ask them like, have you talked to your parents about it, and they don't want to answer, it's like the chances are the answer is no, or it was yes and they had an extremely negative experience with it. For some kids, teachers are their parents, right? Especially since most of them kind of understand we have nothing to lose as teachers. That's our job, is to work with these things. So... oh yeah, of course. It's appropriately allocating emotions and thoughts, right? You have to put a lot of thought into how people approach differences in like thoughts and movements in society and stuff like that. It's a deep topic. Let me see if I have to change any of these. This is not actually happening, but I could actually bring this back in. I don't know if these are actually the colors. What are good colors for dice? I know the star symbol, the starburst symbol is going to be crystals because the game is built around purple crystals. What are good colors that go with purple? Or I could just make it engraved and don't matter. White or gold dice? But I need 3 different colors. I need 3 colors. I've spelt equipped the wrong time all the time. Boop. EP equal to damage instead. Right, that's what num is. Oh, sorry. Okay, I see what you're saying, yeah. Oh, maybe purple would be a good color for the tier 3 dice. Maybe. That's details for later. Trying to see if any of these mechanics care about actually rolling dice. Fixation. Yeah, this is called block now, not cover. Used to be called cover. Oh, give me a second, guys. Okay, I just got 2 interviews next week. Sweet. I'm actually amazed I got this one. That's surprising. Yeah, that's a consideration I have to make, Ukes. Accessibility is something I definitely need help with. Ignore block. And retaliation. Equal number of dice, number of attack dice, equal number of dice used while attacking. Because now that makes more sense with this. If they're green, it's their mechanics I'm actually using right now. Kind of. Push target, positions, left or right. Red green is the most common. I'll keep that in mind. Whoops. Do not use red green combo. Because I have red green combo right now. Just as theoretical colors. Alright, front line. Probably the subsequent April, yeah. Yellow dice really is not too hard to see. Like, is it weird if you use, like, actual design question, is it weird if you change the font of the numbers on the dice to match the color? Like, you wouldn't do white on yellow. But, like, would people find it strange if you did, like, black numbers on a yellow die, but then, let's say, like, white on a blue die? Is that something people consider when they design, or is it just whatever fits? That's not weird? Okay. I just don't know if that's put into consideration when people choose colors for the thing. No, but I'm saying, like, if you had, like, in the same game, Ukes, like, if you had, like, yellow and red dice, do they choose colors so that they could all put the same font? I just don't know. There are no stupid questions. Actually, I gotta write down this interview really quickly. Give me one moment. Yeah, the font makes sense. The font makes more sense than the colors. That makes sense to me. What this? Oh yeah, okay. Cool. Checks out. Alright, recover damage equal to HP equal to damage dealt. So fury value, shuffle the monster graveyard. Right, okay, so none of that gets affected by changing the dice. Good. I don't think these get affected. These are going to be expedition modifiers. I feel like this is going to be one of those games where there's going to be a lot in it, but after you do a couple of turns of it, you kind of get what to do, I think. It's just not going to be very... Like, you don't just whip this game out with, like, your date on the second night being like, hey, I know you don't play a lot of games. You want to play this game some random dude on the internet made? It's got at least 14 mechanics in it. Oh, what's that? You've only played Monopoly and Tribon? Well, fuck, you're going to love this one then. It's not going to be one of those games. Hey, Mangler, how you doing? Did any of this get affected? Yeah, so this would be one. Done you some martial arts. Is it a long-term relationship? Get it, marital arts. But is that, yeah. Oh, it's always the best. They have to. I'm going to name it Tier 3 for now. Just because I don't know the color. We'll just name it Row 1 Tier 3. That means I gotta have to change it over here too. Shuffle in after? Is that what that was? And these are merchants, which come later. Yeah. But D&D is different because D&D is very much like you can learn mechanics of D&D along the way, especially if a DM builds it in a way where you get introduced to things slowly. This doesn't introduce things slowly. Well, technically it does, because depending on your start, you're not going to have to work with your camp for a very long time. Like, your first experience is going to be fighting and going on the expedition. So you learn that. And then the stuff you pick up in there is stuff that you just have to slowly introduce to yourself until you have like a functioning camp, a gate, and the expedition all going at once. Oh god, yep, I've seen that happen too. I actually did that to my master. He asked me to demonstrate a neck strike, because he had a really thick neck like I do, right? So he did it to me, and I kind of got stunned. And it was like, okay, so just try the technique, and let's see how it hits. So I'm like, okay. So I line it up and go, boom. And you actually see his eyes kind of pop a little bit. And I looked at him, he looked at me, and he kind of gives me this, like, nod, but also this, like, oh my god, did you just hit me that hard? And I'm looking at him going, you told me to try. I don't know, I'm following instructions, sir. It's... more combat, but yeah. More combat heavy and management, but yeah. I still remember the time he demonstrated on me taking out someone by the windpipe. Jesus. I've never been so afraid of someone touching my neck. Actually, after that, I got very sensitive of anybody going near my neck. Like, even people putting their hands on my shoulders the moment they touch my neck, no, I will flip. Because that was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever felt in my life. Don't do it. It's not cozy. Yeah, He didn't get that far, but I most certainly... I would have snapped the top of my spine to prevent people from getting to my neck ever again. That was the worst thing. Like, I would rather take breakneck strikes than take the windpipe. The windpipe is so uncomfortable. Even just touching it, I feel it still. Ah! Fuck. Oh, constricting on the ground? Interesting. How, by the way, Harry, did I ask you, how did your son's event go? I don't remember if I asked you. I meant to ask you, though. Yeah, I never named these, but I have to name these. Oops. Didn't play Sincata. What's Kumite? I don't actually know what that is. One-step sparring? Three-step sparring? Like point sparring? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of step sparring before. That's unfortunate, though. Oh, God, Ukes, yeah. I remember I had to help in self-defense when I was doing my teaching practicum. They had the self-defense instructor come in for the grade 10s in phys ed, and I offered the guy, I'm like, hey, if you want, I can help you out. He goes, okay, you know the techniques? I go, with all due respect, I'm a third-degree black belt. I can figure it out. And he goes, okay. So I was showing them, and I was looking at some of the things he was teaching them. And I'm kind of giving, like, some of the kids, like, some of the nerdier kids in the phys ed class, they were looking at me because they knew I was a big gamer, but also a martial artist. So they were looking at me while this guy's, like, demonstrating these super, like, complex arm twists. And they're looking at me, and I'm like, I can cut that down by 2 steps. Do this, twist, bend. There's your arm bar. Like, this guy was going through, like, multiple steps and couldn't actually, he wasn't showing people how to do the arm stuff. Or, like, any of the manipulations, because his back was... He was doing a very traditional thing, where the traditional way that it was taught in martial arts a long time ago was the master would stand at the front, and everyone would line up. And the way you would actually learn is the people behind you would learn from you. So, row 1 would learn from the master. Row 2 would learn from row 1 in case they couldn't see the master. Right? So anyone who couldn't see the master, they'd follow the people in front of them. Obviously a terrible idea, because if everyone's a student, no one's the teacher, and they can't see the teacher, the teacher's supposed to be helping the student. So if you're learning from other students who might not be learning everything from the teacher, that's how you get differences in actual understanding of the teacher. But the point is, that's what he was doing. He was basically, like, teaching on the other side of the gym, so the people back where I was, they couldn't see it, but I just ended up showing them, okay, he wants you to do this, and there were moments where he's doing techniques, and I'm looking at it going, like, I can't even figure it out. I don't know if I'm just not good. Like, I wasn't necessarily greatest at grappling, but I'm looking at him going, I don't get how he did that or how this would be effective. It looks too flashy. Oh, that's cool, Harry. I've actually never heard of a competition like that. That's neat. That would have been good for our. That would have been good for our gradings. Maybe not competition, but for gradings, that would have been nice. Be like, all right, here comes a hook punch. How do you block, or how do you execute, and then how do you block it? That would have been a much better system to check consolidation of knowledge. Grab on the collarbone. Why would you grab the collarbone? You can't get in there. Like, you literally can't get it. Like, I can barely get my fingers into my collarbone because my neck is so freaking... Of all the things that are big on me, not height, not body, or anything, it's my neck. My neck is a tree trunk. You can't really see it, but... Like, just look at my frame compared to my neck. My neck is my whole... My hands are small, but, like, if you see me in person... Ask Ben, actually. Ben would probably notice. Without a beard, you can see like, I have pretty broad shoulders and a thick neck for my body size. So it's really tough to stun. Actually, no, thicker necks were easier to stun because your jugular's more exposed. Center of the chest, run your finger up till you reach this. Oh, God, no. That's the windpipe. Jesus, no. God, why? I thought when you're saying collarbone up here, because we learned, like, collar throws. We learned how to throw people from lapel throws. Nope. That's literally the windpipe takedown I was talking about. That's exactly the thing that made me nervous with anything going near my neck. Trust me. I know about that all too well. See here, we got all that's normal. Oh, of course. Usually techniques are shared and modified depending on the purpose of the art you're learning, right? And of course it could get lost in translation or whatever, that type of thing, so. I want D4 still in the game. I just simplify it to D6s. Ah, but then this one becomes problem. Damn. Oh, I never did that, did I? I need to change this up here. Can't roll a D4 anymore. Damn. I want to put a D4 in the game just for that. How many things actually have D4s? Look at this again later. We'll just look at this again later. We'll figure it out based on everything else going on. That's what I have to remember. I can't remember if it's semi-common. This game was running off of D6s that were actually D3s, a D6 and a D4. Yeah, reroll 5-6. Or make it like their choice on 5-6. That wouldn't be terrible either. Because the whole idea of this is it's a stat check. So it rolls to see what stat you're checking. And you either have to have one person who has that stat total, or if everybody amongst in your party has a total of that stat up to a number, then you succeed. So that could be easily simplified with a D6. Or if I find more things with D4s, then I can reuse it. Sell 3 structures. Gold. I had to be careful with this. I didn't realize I created a shop for humans. Didn't mean to. So we're recruiting them from a barracks, chat. You still have to pay to recruit them. And then pay them a contract living wage. But you don't buy them from a shop anymore. Oops. Thank you, ProPokeGirl, for pointing it out before I put that on the table. My bad. Wasn't my intention. Enjoy Deep Rock, dude. What? Uh-oh, where was I? Yeah, you're good, no worries. I'm a big boy, I know what I'm doing, kinda, sorta. I just don't want to disappoint people or waste their times, but I guess if you go into testing, you expect that. That's the one thing I've learned, especially, like, talking to people like Gamma and Zeph, when they help me out with, like, their knowledge that they learned in school about game design, or just, like, things that, like, proper testing practices and stuff like that, is just go in knowing everybody's there to help, no matter what, like... Like, there's gonna be flaws in everything to start. You're not gonna get it right on the first go. In this case, you won't get it right for the first few goes, which is good. Rule a die with sides equal to the width of the expedition grid. That I have to change somehow. Oh, this will be online, Dukes. This will not be an in-person thing. But yeah, like I said, in the Discord, that's where I actually have a role that I just haven't used in a very long time. But I have a role in my Discord in the creative corner to ping people who want to test games that I build. So just keep your eyes open for that. I talk about it quite a bit as well while I'm working on it. So yeah, this most likely will be built on tabletop. I know Gamba keeps talking about, like, digitally producing this as well, but man's got his own life. I just noticed Harry has a pi times 100 amount of worships. Incredible. He's now a pi worshiper. If you like cake, same. Can that work? Would that work? How would that work? Oh god, I don't have a... I need a D3 in this game the way it was built. Shit. No. No, we'll just roll a... Ugh. This game was built on D3s, 4s, and 6s. This is very obnoxious to take them out. I just try to think of the expedition mechanic. The way the expeditions are laid out, it'll be different. I guess I could change it based on like the first tile determining where they go. D3 like 1 1 2 2 3 3. Yeah, D6 with double sides. Well, originally I was gonna use actual D3s. I was advised against it. But, yeah, be D3s disguised as D6s. I think I have a way of fixing that. Results or coordinates. That's not a space grid. I don't think that'll help, though, with what... Like, if you knew how it worked, I don't think it would actually work, personally. I get what you're saying, but I don't think I can make it work that way. How am I going to do this? Choose coordinates. Choose how the coordinates, you choose how... You choose which values... What makes a low, creepy moan sound? Was it like a Was it like a four laugh of a really toned down sans? Or was it a... That's just a Praetorian. That should just be a Praetorian if I'm imagining it correctly. Because usually they have more of a to them, and then Praetorians are like a really deep like, and then the really big one you have to be worried about is kind of like a. It might just be a. I don't know if there are cave sounds like that. I don't know if they actually have ambient cave sounds. I've never noticed. But then like the big one you have to worry about is what's here to like the four like if you take that noise but make it four of them, And deeper, that's a bulk. That's a bulk detonator. But usually if it's just like, that's just the Praetorian moving. Flip die Kickstarter? Flip die. It was a breeder? Oh! Yeah, see, that text doesn't... Yes, okay. Yeah, that one's more of a... Like, it makes like a little bit... Like a whales thing at the end of it. The first dice you flip like a coin. What the shit? Seven dice coin set made out of metal for RPG tabletop. How does that even work? Oh, I'm about to find out, aren't I? Excuse me? How does it... Okay, how does this work? So it's got a little piece that finds a hole when you flip it. Zinc alloy that is tremendously strong, holds incredible detail, holds a machine-tooled interior to provide random fair results. There's no way this works as well as they're making it sound. It just can't be. I cannot see this being good random. Then again, random is however you roll the die anyway, so I guess, is it any better unless you have a machine doing it? You flip it like a coin. Or spin it like you would a normal... Chaotically ricochets around the inside of a dice. Okay, so it's all steel and metal. That's good to know. Bearing sides. I feel like this would be really bad, though, if you don't have a flat surface. Because at least dice won't, like, slide down unless you have a table like this. But if your table's angled, it would always just, wherever side lands on the far side, that would just find that way there, right? A true D3? I suppose that would be a solution to D3s. I never thought of that, actually. Alright, 10 to 20 degrees solid surface. Interesting. Flip die fairness comparisons. I don't really care about those. Sure. Okay, but like, what if, can the piece get stuck inside? Like, what if this ball bearing gets stuck inside? I'm trying to think of a way it could get stuck. I don't know how it actually gets stuck unless you get something in it. So to get 7 metal dice for $100? Ooh, Jesus. It's a bit out of my price range for something I may or may not ever use. I guess so, yeah. That is neat, though, Ukes. Thank you for showing that to me, because that would actually solve some issues of things that I would think about for this. These look really neat, though. Like the dragon set, antique gold, silver, bronze, the 7 realms. For those who are curious here. Ah, the Dwarven Farron. Oh god, I didn't mean to say dwarf. Harry's gonna be like, what? Ah, yes, boars. Imagine immediately what I think of when I think of dwarves. I think of boars. Ah, yes, my hellish links, aka the Satan coin. Krellin Goonie? Damn, holy fuck. Yo, that's great. Damn! That art is wonderful. Aaronid Knox. Hey, nerd! How you doing? Oh, I like the crow dice. The crow piece looks really nice. How's life, nerd? You got any snow yet? Thesian column looks great too. Like, I wouldn't want to toss this. They look so nice. No. Like, I want to put these on display and not toss them, but I don't want to pay 25 bucks per coin, you know what I mean? They deserve it, but it's like, I don't want to do it. Me having the problem. Okay, so if we fix that, loot all together, that's too many. Let's look through these. Here we go. I'll use a camp once per day, pay 1 gold, roll 2d6, 7 or more, gain 2 gold. Yes. That's fine. That one's fine. How good is that now for this? How broken is that? I need to remind myself what the odds on this dice are. That might be too easy. Let me see. Yeah, 1 in 6 chance to take out a health pool seems incredibly fair. Done. Actually, I'm gonna put these next to me so I can. Refer to them while I work on this. Harry actually showed me a really good site that builds pieces for games, and also I have like a 3D printer in the library near me. I don't know how to use any of it, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Oh, I see, like, testing flip die. Yeah. Okay. You're doing art and I'm doing board game stuff. Somebody just retweeted something from 9 years ago. Holy shit. Where were you 9 years ago on February 8th? Just gonna do that, make it easier. Everybody has a reposition of one at base. Honestly, Ukes, I have an idea on someone who could. Might have something to do with the, you know, dice we've been getting the past couple of years. Does a great job. I trust that man to build dice. Other players attack. God, for Cowbell, it'd be a tier 1 die. You're at university all that day? I'm glad you can remember. I don't know where I was in 2013. What the hell was happening in 2013? Those are the dark ages for me because I was with my ex. We don't think about anything pre-2015. May 23rd. Yes. Yep, that exists. When you're in a camp and a structure is built. Right. Actually, I might do Cowbell here. Attack value. The wave cooker is... It is good. You just... The thing is, it's not good for the reason you think it's good. It's really good because it has infinite range, and it actually liquefies anything you target. The unfortunate thing about it is if you build it to try and synergize with heat, you don't need to. At least in my opinion. I wasn't trying to make an SNL joke. I'm going off the joke that you can never have enough cowbell. I thought that was out of a song. Like, that's usually a music joke. You can never have too much cowbell. So literally what happens in this game with the cowbell is you use the cowbell, they can give it to someone else, and they can use the cowbell. That's an SNL skit? Really? Oh. I didn't know that. I thought it was a music joke. Alright. Well then... Yes? I guess? Was that during the time that SNL was good? Because if so, then whatever. If not, well, whatever. Oh, Christopher Walken and Will Ferrell, then it has to be good. Those are two great guys. Actors, anyways. Jenny. Hold on, how do I want to word this? Change any die. There we go. Plus to all stats in battle. Attacks cost half your current HP rounded up. Yep. War grip, yep. Yep. This could be synergized with Starbursts if I wanted to, I wonder. Actually, you should be able to see everything if I zoom in on these, right? Yeah, okay, good. Now it's easier to read. Like I said, it's going to be a very quiet stream. Remember, we are streaming all weekend. And then I get a break to go do job interviews on Monday and Tuesday. We'll probably still stream like before or after those things to, on next week. But it's basically going to be all that content all the way through to Nuzcember. And even then, we might even have that content in Nuzcember if I can get something together and seeing how the game plays, if we can Nuzlocke it. Nuzcember coming up. Nothing but Nuz and permadeath runs. It's gonna be a good time. Nuzcember is always the cozy, actually using cozy correctly as a word. Like not with the weird vibes that people get from the word cozy on Twitch. It's the relaxing part of the year. It's always great. How did I word this on this guy? There we go. I need that. Except the Brawl Merchant. He's a dick. I actually like how I designed the merchants in this game. Each of them have a different way that you can make deals with them. There's just like the basic merchant. I believe there's just the basic merchant. What do we got here? We have like specific merchants for structures and for followers. Which is not actually a specific merchant. They're not considered a merchant, so they're not actually... Is this supposed to be part of that? Buddy Barracks? What's yellow again? How do I shuffle this in? What was this? +6 wild. Oh, because that sticks out. Okay, you're supposed to be part of the merchant thing. Whoops. But either way, there's different ways that they can work. Like, there's one that you can use your HP to pay for things instead of gold, but it costs more. Like, it costs a little bit more to use your HP. There's a guy that you can literally trade to use, like, the values of things that you're holding to pay for things. It could just act as gold. They're all starting with the letter B, by the way, like Buddy Barracks, Blueprint Merchant, Brawl Merchant, Blood Merchant, Barter Merchant. What was the guy wandering? What's his name? Baron Merchant. The one I like the most, though, which is, in my opinion, the funniest, is the Brawl Merchant. Basically, you could either just treat him as a normal merchant, or you can kick his ass, and if you beat him, he becomes a character on your team. He actually joins you as a follower and has his own effects. But the thing is, to beat him, he has his own stats, and he equips everything he has on him, which can make him different strengths. Because it could, if he equips things that increases his stats, then like he just equips the things, but not all of it might ever affect him. Like he won't use items; he just uses basic attacks. But anything that increases or decreases his stats will increase or decrease his difficulty. Or maybe he just doesn't equip anything that helps him, and he's just a basic merchant. But you could basically use him as like a traveling merchant or someone to fight in battle with you. I've always liked that. I wanted to use that in a game somewhere, where it's like you just beat the shit out of a merchant, and like the merchant's just like proud of you. Like, I'll join you. You're worthy. I have services and I have no bubblegum left. It's time to kick ass. Base stat gain 2 of that stat instead. Yep, that's what I want there. Vendor's pin. Symbolism. Also, there's a ton of dad jokes in this, like symbolism. It's literally just symbols. These monsters take damage equal to the lowest value, dice value. Right now I'm just checking to make sure everything works with the dice. Actually, take damage equal to the number of... We can do that as a star thing right there. That's a star thing right there. Single target attack versus... Yeah, we'll keep it a single target attack. I might have to work how attacks work in this game with multi-attacking, but we'll fix that wording later. Lens of Scrutiny is going to be tough to use now because the numbers are going to be so much lower. So... But it's free to use, so it's not bad. And it's an accessory. It's not a... If it was a tool, that'd be worse. Half the HP removed from the monster you killed. That's not going to be worth it anymore. What was it going to be? It was going to be quite a bit, actually. After you kill a monster... Nah. There we go. Game block, not as a result of cover. What was I going for here? Cover's an old mechanic. I don't have that anymore. What was this supposed to be? Oh yes, also the license to kill, the license to thrill, the license to grow, and the license to shill. You have no idea how hard it was to make an intelligence-based one, because that was tough. Like, I was trying to go with, like, a strength, a dexterity, and intelligence, and a finesse one, which is basically charisma. I just didn't want to use charisma. But, because Finn looks better than Ka. So, but yeah, I have a license to kill, thrill, grill, and shill, and I wanted them all to rhyme. And license to kill is the easiest one to recognize. Whenever you gain block... during a battle... There we go. On round 2 or later in battle. That's better. Because you gain block at the beginning of every battle. That's how blocking in this game works. Your armor is, or your block is applied to you based on your total block value from everything equipped to you. You can give other people block, but the whole thing was this is if you gain block in other ways, you're supposed to gain back what's the equivalent of mana in this game, your effort points. License to Grill Heal player gets a number of items used by all players in your area during this day. I feel like this could be a lot to calculate. That's going to be too much to calculate now. Heal player equal to half the number of items used by all players in your area during the day. I could turn this into a passive. I wish all of these were passive. After using... There we go. Actually, I might not even make that cost EP. Because that requires already having items, so let's do that. Remove gold from inventory, deal damage to a monster. This is basically the gold gun. Deal damage equal to the monster, equal to the gold removed this way. Deal more damage if you remove 5 or more gold in one activation. Yep. You would gain into finesse. You may choose to gain strength or dexterity instead. Yes. And the 4th wall, Monty. Because somebody, I think, wanted a deck of cards one. I think. Can't remember who suggested this one, but I didn't make this one myself. Alright, armor. Frontline costs no EP. Frontline action costs no EP. Single target non-fixation attacks. That's fine. Attack value +1. To all die results. To all dice results. To die results, yeah. Discard this armor. +1 block value on the you equipped. Wound tokens make you heal HP. Effects that increase or decrease heal effects do not affect the HP gain from this equipment. Dex and finesse boost when attacked by a position targeting attack. 6 takes no damage. Effects instead. Yeah, that's better. I feel like this should be a heal all players. Heal players equal to... That's the hardest thing to set up. You can't equip this without dying, so I think I'm going to give that just a better bonus. We'll see how broken we can make that one thing. It's really hard to make work because you have to find the pieces, then you have to properly equip the pieces, so we should give people actual benefits for achieving that. Wound tokens make you heal HP instead. Leftmost monster with fixation will always attack. You instead ignore any immunity to fixation on you. Start of each round in battle. If you lost HP from monster attack last round, reposition. Yeah. We'll do that. More than half your current HP. Take -2 damage instead. Yes. Took position. Single target attack. Multi-target attack. Splash damage. Fear cannot get XP while in battle. Game moveless when getting XP outside of battle. Yes. Discard Rap of the Shameless. Blind people. Yeah, that's all okay. Okay. Followers I have to fix up as well. These guys, some of these guys are definitely out of date. But, that's fine. Thank you for hanging with me, by the way. It's just meant to be a nice, relaxing day. Me talking to myself and... You just hanging out, I guess. Oh, the skit's not available in... Maybe I have seen this skit. Nope, definitely not. Oh, God. It's so old. When did SNL start? Now I'm curious. Like, I never found it funny ever, but it started in 75. Wow. Started as NBC Saturday Night. Ah. It says 75. Yeah, I think the older shows probably have more of the memorable ones. Probably, right? Pete Davidson, Tina Fey was there. Oh, for sure, yeah. Oh, the first skit was Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd. Whoa, John Belushi? Really? Damn. I know those names, can't remember them off, but I think I remember John Belushi's face. Holy shit. Oh, do they really? I didn't know that. Coneheads was a skit? Really? I learned so many interesting things from chat. Wait, are pin messages a thing now? Can I do pin message? How do you... what? I got this. No, I don't have this. Hold on, maybe I have to reset my chat. Hold on, you're disappearing for about 5 seconds. Do not panic. Oh, I can pin messages! Oh, here we go. It's time to pin messages. I'm pinning this message. Good luck, boys. Oh, God. Yes! I can pin random messages. You can actually just click on, so streamers on their channel, they can click on messages. So like what I could do is please subscribe to twitch.tv/ProPokeNoob, and then I can pin it, and it acts as kind of like a banner message, which is actually really useful because that means I can do something like this, and I could just pin this particular message for like, I could go for a long time here. Like I said, I wonder how far I can actually go up. 19 minutes left. Hold on, can I do 100? Yeah, so I could pin like a message for an entire stream. So I can take the stream, I can take the charity message, just pin it for the entire stream. I could also do, oh, it's still on yours. Oh no, it got unpinned. No, it must go back to yours. My bad, sorry, dude. I didn't mean for that to happen. There you go, pin for 20 minutes. I didn't realize it automatically pinned. I thought I had to click to pin it. But yeah, you can set it, and you can even set it to make it manual, so you can take it down whenever you want. No, it doesn't rotate. I could just pin and unpin. It actually has no restriction to it. Fascinating. Can you guys pin messages? I guess. Oh, because mods can pin messages as well. So if I miss something in chat, for example, and someone says something interesting, or let's say like someone comes in and posts like a 19-sentence paragraph, I could be like, mod, can you pin that for me, please? And I can go read it later. Like, and then I can manually unpin it. It's a really good idea. It's a really good idea. So what can I do with it? Unpin this message, unpin after. Give me one moment here, chat. Okay, good. That was a nurse from my doctor's office informing me there are no concerning features in my neck, so the multiple bumps and lumps that I have in my neck are merely just really protruding lymph nodes. We're going to do some blood work to confirm, but it doesn't seem like there is anything of concern that would be causing all of my neck pain or anything that is a danger to my livelihood. Sweet. That's reassuring. We've been working on that for quite some time. Like, I do have, like when I get sick, I know when I get sick, they get larger. That's why we're like, probably it's nothing. But I have some, like, when my physiotherapist is working on my neck, he feels in there and he goes, there are some really, really big lumps. They're not hard, so that's why he found it weird. It's like, they're not hard, but they're really big, and he was concerned that they were either cutting off circulation or maybe causing, like just causing numbness. Well, that's cutting off circulation, or like pushing on a nerve that could be going into my neck. So that's good to know. Everything here and in the throat, like my tonsils are big, my lymph nodes are big. Where did that happen in my height? I didn't have to be 5'4.5". It could have just been tall, big, and then everything else be normal size. No, we gotta make the lumps in my body big. Thanks. I don't think I can make this banker work anymore. I gotta either change him to something else or... What do I do with it? God dang it. Yeah, I'm not sure about this guy. I don't actually know what to do with him, if I could find another system to do it with. No, not that. Oh god. Do this. That man has to change. Boop. We don't know what the value is going to be yet. Use map requirements to complete events, pet, scavenge. I don't know if I'm going to do scavenge anymore, but we'll figure it out. Oh, because it'll be done. We still have D6. What grows with it? Oh, carry capacity. Carry capacity will have to be, yeah. Player. Next round. XP one of each. You can just do that. Oh, wow, I didn't even change that. Hold on. Okay. Once per day. That's got to be restricted, otherwise it's broken. If surveyor. Attacked. Camp. Wooden stone. Repaired a gate. Yeah. That's pretty good. Future dues. All camp characters have that have an EP cost are reduced. Minimum of 1 camp actions that have an EP cost. Okay, do that. There we go. Do that. That'll make him better. Okay. go back. There we go. On camp character. Side of battle. Choose one. Look at the top card of the camp events. Choose top of the camp deck. I don't know. I don't want to do this. Actually, look at the top card of the camp events deck, or not the camp events, expedition events, or room tile, There we go. That's what we need. The top cards of the room tile deck equal to the CV. Then put them back in the same order. Or look at the top cards of one of the expedition events decks. Same order. Which means we don't need to up EP actually. That'd be kind of a waste. Okay, I want to just go through these guys and then I'm gonna go offline because my girlfriend is ready to go. This is relaxing. It's weird streaming and not talking. Brain's just kind of focused. I really feel like I'm underutilizing the Starburst, but there's tons of room to always improve that. We'll figure it out, don't worry. Why didn't I just say this was outside of battle? Didn't I have that before? I'll make these no upgrades here. Structures with no players at camp. End of the day, yeah. More for bosses, we'll do that. That. This game block. Yeah. Game block equal to the CV. Okay, cool. So to fix this guy, I got a few things to consider here. Yeah, we don't have a lot of, like, dice involvement. I have a feeling with items and structures. Like, a lot of this is actually built around D6, so not much is going to change. So I either feel like I have to get more... I'm going to be seeing a lot of things, and maybe instead of making it where you just gain more attack value, maybe I should work more around the starburst. That'll be with time, but starbursts, or like the symbol mechanic is in. There are some things that I built with it, not feeling forced by it either, just where it's appropriate. And then as things change, we can make things more fascinating, potentially. I'm sure what I could do is what did I do with retaliation? It's number of dice rolled, right? So that'll actually affect attack value much more differently. Because originally what like the equivalent of reflect or like rough skin damage was gonna be was the stronger you were, the more damage you took back, and that kind of sucked because it means like a tier 1 monster or a level 1 monster that's garbage and you're crushing with 7-8 dice just takes half your HP out. So that kind of sucks. You have no choice because you're so strong. You would have to purposefully be weak to beat up a monster, not take that much damage from them, which didn't really make sense. But now, you know, with attack value and choosing the dice for their quality, if you have, let's say, an attack value of 6, you don't have to roll 6 dice. You can roll 2 dice, and you only take 2 damage to attack them as opposed to like 3, 4, unless you're looking for effects that give you bonuses based on what you roll, 1s or 2s or stuff like that. So stuff like that. I think there might be a lot in here that can be determined, that can determine things too for the way the dice are. Because it's not just about the star symbols, it's about the quality of the dice as well. You know, rolling 0, 1, 2, or 3. So yeah. Yeah, we'll have the different dice that I have here will influence more things, which is fine. Three more attack dice. Maybe this is that's what it was supposed to be. Yeah, I might actually review the ways you gain this down here, because this is a lot to remember. Not to remember, but, like, I don't think the max HP. I think what I could do instead is actually up the regen that people get as they get stronger rather than up their HP. That way it makes it simpler. Potentially. Like, increasing max HP is not going to help, but it also means I can make monsters more aggressive. Because you will take a lot of damage in this game. That's kind of just, based on the way it's designed, might be inevitable. And I think now I know how to do it now that talents exist. So I think talents will get a big rework too because of the starburst and the way the dice are laid out. But that will be for another time, not anytime soon with me, because tomorrow is Scarlet and Violet coverage. So like I said, guys, tomorrow 9 a.m. is when the store opens. They open the store at 9 a.m. And then I will hopefully be picking it up on time. Give me a few minutes, and then I'll go live the moment I can. That'll probably be around 10, 10:30, 11, something like that. Name Chansey after you. If Chansey is in the game, I will most certainly name it after you. We will, like I said, we'll have some things we're going over tomorrow. As a reminder, if you are planning to watch with me tomorrow and you're worried about any backseating or worried about any spoilers or trailers, we're going to have a very tough team. I haven't talked to the team yet, but hopefully we're going to have people around. We're going to be very tough on spoilers. Things that were revealed in the trailer, we're going to just, like, even if I've seen the trailers, we're going to be playing it as if I haven't and only mention stuff when I've actually seen it. And then it's like, oh yeah, this was in a trailer, and then go from there. So you'll get a pretty pure experience, at least that's my intention, is to give you as pure of an experience as possible. And yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. The Switch needs to get some of the dust off of it. And once again, it's another great year for Pokemon. Really, really excited to hear about or to see what everybody's been talking about. So yeah, let's find someone to raid and we're out of here. Get excited. It's going to be good. Nice 3-hour stream. This felt so short. But also relaxing. I'm not tired. I also wasn't doing much. Actually, I am kind of tired because I was thinking about all these things that I'm working on. I'm going to have to go reflect on this. And we'll see. Now I have a brand new challenge to make these mechanics work. And that's going to actually get me to maybe want to work on this more. You know what I mean? Who do we have? NA waiting room speedrunning other Pokemon games. That's good. I like that. Alright, let's go watch Phantom. Phantom usually does a lot of Paper Mario speedrunning. He's kind of like the go-to guy for me that I go watch that. But he's actually speedrunning Pokemon Stadium while waiting for Scarlet and Violet to load up. That's pretty amazing. So, If you've got my emotes, there you go. Use those. If not, take your favorite emotes, put some jacked emotes around or put some tentacles around them, put a jacked emote at the end. I'll see you guys tomorrow and throughout this whole weekend. Scarlet and Violet, leading into job interviews, leading into my birthday, leading into December, leading into my vacation, leading into everybody having a wonderful end of 2022, beginning of 2023. It's gonna be exciting. Even wonder old folks said Patreon and that's all, folks. Good night.